Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog, and this is a City present about Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester City on the 2nd of February, Sunday, 4:30 p.m. So it's the day after, obviously the day after another interesting day in City's world, wasn't it? Let's go on and let's talk about it, shall we, in one way or another. Whether there'll be any sort of order in this, I'm not too sure. We might go off on a tangent occasionally, but please, if you enjoy these things, please push the old subscribe button, push the bell notifications, and thumbs ups are always nice. It's always nice knowing you're out there, and comments are always nice as well. It's all opinions, isn't it? You don't always will agree with my opinion. You'll have your own opinions. I can see that in the past, and I think that's what it's all about. It's all about opinions, isn't it? Say you've got the two. I think you've got the two lots of City fans at the moment. You do have the happy clappers and you do have the doom mongers. I'm a bit in between. I try to be realistic about it. I don't try to rant too much. I have points to make, obviously, as you know, if you've seen any of my little vlogs. But let's get on with it, shall we? The team. Let's talk about the team. Well, we had the ref first, wasn't it? The ref, Mike Dean. Well, doesn't really matter about the refs, who's a ref, does it, these days? It's all much the same, aren't they? All as bad as each other or inconsistent as each other. Anyway, we had Mike Dean in the middle. The team, a little couple of surprises for me. Edison in goal, no surprise there. Walker, I was happy with that. Otamendi and Fernandinho, yeah, okay. I would have thought perhaps Garcia against someone like Spurs, who didn't have any real big aerial threat, did they, up front? But Otamendi and Ferner was there. But Pepe's got to play people like Garcia in these sort of games. He's not playing Foden in these sort of games, so why is he going to suddenly start people playing someone like Garcia? Just not what he's doing at the moment, rightly or wrongly. Zinchenko on the left, yeah, well, there you go. I don't know what to say about that, really. We've lost a left back this week, haven't we? And the other one's injured, so we're back with Zinchenko again, who's not played much this season, don't forget. So let's see how he went today. Then Rodri and Gundogan. I'm not sure about those two together. Very lack of legs, a lack of now sometimes, I don't know, lack of tackling now, etc. KDB, of course. Mahrez, yeah, there's nothing against that. Aguero, of course, superb, nothing wrong with that. But again, we questioned it against United, didn't we? Sterling started again. Funnily enough, he did have one of his better games, which doesn't say much, does it, really, the last few games? But I don't understand why Sterling's still playing. It's beyond me. Anyway, the game, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the game. I'll go into the stats after we've finished this. I think the Spurs had the first main chance. Dele Alli had a nice sort of break on 5 minutes, but I think it was called offside, but he had a poor finish anyway. He sort of more or less hit it at Edison. But it was a little bit of a warning for City. But again, that was an early thing from Spurs. And to be honest with you, that Spurs, it was Mourinho, wasn't it? It was Mourinho tactics with Spurs. They were hoping to hit us with the odd break and the odd well-taken goal. So obviously that was his tactics. It probably worked in the end, didn't it? On 7 minutes, there was an awful one where KDB really should have actually, he had a chance and he should have really crossed it, but he ended up hitting it wide. And I think there's a couple of City players in the box, and he was just very greedy and just poor finish from JDB, not good at all. But early days, 7 minutes. 9 minutes, Sterling goes over for a potential penalty, but it was too soft. I mean, he had a hand on his back, but it was nothing. It was the out of form Sterling sort of fall in the box, wasn't it? It's not the in form Sterling where he does. I don't think he dives as such, but he has such a poor attempt at staying up sometimes. It's just pathetic, and no, it wasn't a penalty. On 11 minutes, we had a Ferner Edison cock up where they both cocked it up. Fortunately, we got away with it, and Spurs had a similar on in the second half. We'll get to that. 12 minutes, we had the Sterling tackle, which was a fairly good tackle. He went for the ball, but he did leave his foot in, so it did look in slow motion, and he could have easily, I wouldn't have been surprised if VAR sent him off. And obviously that prat on the touchline, Mourinho, who obviously is an absolute busted flush in my opinion, Mourinho. But the way he was brandishing his red card and all this and then going mad with the officials, I mean, I hate the guy. I know hate's a strong word, but I just can't stand him. I thought it was quite good when he first came to the Premier League, but just a horrible little man. I just don't like him. I just hate the bloke. And he's not even any fun, is he? He used to be fun in the old days. He's a miserable, horrible person. I don't want to. It's bad enough when players do that, brandish a so-called card and stuff, but And he did it again later on, I think, about another incident. But no, Mourinho. I don't want to go on about Mourinho anyway. I can't stand him. Full stop. So yeah, there was no red card for that. So it could have been either way. Could have been, could have not been. That would have really put the top out on it, wouldn't it? 16 minutes. Edison out to a quick one, ball over the top again by Tottenham, which was their basic plan. He came out and did well. And I did make a note on 16 minutes, a frenetic pace. The game was just so frenetic. There was errors made on both sides. City was sort of matching Tottenham's pace, and obviously we were passing a little bit better than Tottenham, but we were losing it far too often. I just put a little note in red, frenetic pace, when I was making notes. 27 minutes, we had the good thing, didn't we? Aguero, great chance, but a superb save by Lloris, who I think most of the time's a pretty bang average goalkeeper, but he's got these sort of things in him, haven't you, unfortunately, which yesterday was one of his better games, and he put it onto the post when we thought Aguero was going to score. That was 27 minutes. 35 minutes. Well, this is good and bad, I suppose, wasn't it? I mean, another chance. Aguero didn't look. It wasn't a penalty. He went down. He looks a bit frustrated. He thought, yeah, it must be a penalty. That was 35 minutes. Anyway, 38 minutes when the game has stopped. Mr. Mike Dean did his old thing and pointed to the penalty spot, so he'd give it a penalty. Looking back at it, I think it was a penalty, but again, I'm surprised. That's the sort of ideal one, I think, for the ref to go over to the monitor and have a look, because I wasn't 100% convinced. I think he did take him, but it wasn't, it's one of those things that VAR wouldn't have overruled before Christmas. I just don't think they would have, and I think they would have stayed with what the ref said. But obviously they've changed. They've been thinking about it all season, haven't they? But they've still not made it right. But we got the penalty. So on 38 minutes, that was the good and bad, was it? The bad, Gundogan. I mean, this sideways run up he took against the last game, that he took a penalty and he scored. It was a superb penalty. I'm not sure he used to do that. I mean, he's not taken that many for me to know, but it's a bit odd. And it's funny, as me and penalties, as he strolled up, I thought, well, the goal, he's obviously put it to the goalie's right last time and did really well. Is he going to put it? I think he was shaping to put it again to the goal. I thought, no, he's going to go to the goalie's other side. He's not going to do the same thing. He knows, obviously, these staff watch these things. So, and it was just a poor penalty. It was easy penalty for a goalkeeper to save. He was off his line again, apparently, but it was an easy goal penalty for him to take. So, no, Gundogan obviously joined the club, didn't he, Gundogan? He's obviously joined the missed penalty. I'm not sure why Sergio didn't take it. I mean, perhaps it was agreed that Gundogan is now our penalty taker, but I didn't. I thought the problem was when Sergio was off the pitch. We know he's not prolific, Sergio, but you do give it him, don't you? And was it because he missed last year in the Champions League? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll probably never find out. The press ask stupid questions, don't in the press conferences, but they don't ask little questions like this, which are quite interesting to me. Why didn't Sergio take it? And is Gundogan then now the penalty taker after yesterday again? Anyway, it was an okay save, but Sterling does this little running into the box to time it so that he's right on the edge of the box, so he beat all their players to the ball. Looked to me, I mean, he wasn't going anywhere, Sterling, but looked to me as though Lloris had took him down. But we never saw a low angle of it. I mean, there's nothing. I've checked for replay. I think it was. I saw on Twitter today an angle from over the top, which wasn't an angle that's shown in the game, which obviously looks as though it shows him, but it was a still frame, so it's hard to tell. But where was the lower angle? There was no lower angles to see what was going on. I just, again, I don't know. I just don't know. It's as though, we get the penalty, which is fair enough, and that's nice, isn't it? But then there's no qualms or no questions about why that wasn't looked at closer, and why wasn't a lower angle to show that, like there was for obviously the camera low down that's showing the Aguero getting fouled for the penalty. So why wasn't the one for that? I don't know. It's beyond me, but we give up, don't we? We just don't know what's going on. So anyway, that didn't happen anyway, did it? So it all kicked off, obviously, after that. And I think Mourinho was whinging that Sterling dived. So, yeah, if he did dive, and obviously he should have been off, shouldn't he? Should have been a second bookable offence. But, hey, I don't know. Still, obviously, but it all kicked off. Lloris is a bit of a Mary Ellen anyway, so he likes to cause trouble. So anyway, and then that was that. Still 0-0. Mahrez, 48 minutes just before the half-time whistle. Aguero had a great chance. The goalie's on his bum. Mahrez had fed Sterling, and then it just felt. I don't know. Sterling. Aguero. People said he didn't look up, but he doesn't. He's a striker. He should know where the goal is, but. He hit it wide from about a yard out with Lloris basically, ready there for the taking. So it was 0-0 at half time. It's disappointing. Should have been at least 1-0. Should have not 2 or 3-0. To be honest with you, it had enough chances. I don't think Tottenham had too many great chances. So again, we went in. What was going to happen? Well, start of the second half. We had on 48 minutes. It was comedy gold, really, wasn't it? As in the way that Ferner and Ederson stumbled over each other in the first half. We had Lloris stumbling over his defender, and it sort of rebounded a couple of times and fell for Gundogan, who from Sterling, I think. And it was hard, but so Gundogan ended up having to stretch for the ball. Just one defender on the line and put it over the bar, not just by a long way from about 6 or 7 yards out. So it was comedy gold all around from Spurs and then from City trying to finish it off. So again, I class that as bad. And then on 57 minutes, another great chance. Mahrez again, he had a chance. He took it on the right, and he had a chance to actually shoot, and he just tried to cross it. And it was just a pathetic cross, and yet he should have shot it. I don't. Again, we're not shooting when we have the option to shoot. Are we? I don't know. It was on his right foot, but his cross was poor. We missed that, and it was quite soon after we had the corner, wasn't it? The corner that possibly one of the worst corners I've seen this season. Anyway, that's for sure. Ended up Harry Winks breaking, the wonderful Harry Winks. We're not talking Dele Alli here. We're not talking Son. We're talking Harry Winks breaking. And Zinchenko decides to do that. The challenge that we see every week in the Premier League, these shoulder charges, that were quite popular in the 50s, but it's not something. And he's on a booking, and why? Why even give the referee that decision to make? If it was attempt at a shoulder charge, all you have to do is mistime it slightly, and it becomes a shove. It becomes a foul. And that's what Mike Dean thought it was. VAR wasn't going to overturn it. And like an idiot, he was through. But there was options. There was defenders. There was other players. It wasn't the end of the world. Zinchenko, absolutely stupid. In the same way, Otamendi's been a total idiot giving away things this season. Zinchenko, again. Was it due to the fact he's not played much recently? I don't know. But again, for a quality team, we're just so stupid sometimes. We really are. And that, again, was just ridiculous. And Harry Winks, was he going to go all the way and score? I wouldn't have thought so, but hey, who knows? But it gives ourselves down to 10 men. And we didn't have much chance to do much, did we? And obviously, it brings Cancelo on for Aguero to I mean, why? If Aguero's injured, fair enough, but you had a couple of strikers. You had Sterling, you could have taken off easily for Cancelo. All right, put Cancelo on because you're down to 10 men, but at least perhaps Aguero's not up to it now. Perhaps he's not up to a full 90 minutes and he just dragged him off for that reason, but perhaps he was injured and perhaps I'll pay a disservice, but I don't know. Anyway, so 62 minutes. Good goal. Good goal by Tottenham. Good goal by the debut boy, wasn't it? A great goal. Sorry, the Cancelo was after the goal, wasn't it? Sorry, my apologies. So I think we were warming up to get someone on when we obviously after Zinchenko went off. So, but yeah, and we didn't have the chance. That was it. As Spurs had gone 1-0 ahead. Great goal, absolutely fantastic goal. I don't think Ederson had much of a chance with it. He just took it so well on his chest, and before as it hit the ground, he hit it. Superb goal by Tottenham. Didn't deserve it, but there you go. You take your chances, you get the goal again. Then Cancelo came on for Aguero after that. As I said, why I'm not 100% sure. And 70 minutes, game over, really, wasn't it? I mean, I know we huffed and puffed, but then it was 2-0. And people blaming Ederson. Yeah, he was a little bit slow, but I think he was prepared for the first shot, which took a slight deflection, I think. And I think he was getting down for the first shot, and he wasn't quick. He's a big lad, isn't he? He's not the quickest reactionary save goalkeeper. and I think he just didn't react quick enough to the slight deflection. And I think so he's getting a bit of stick for that, and everyone's saying if it had been Bravo, everyone would have been up in arms. But it's Ederson. Yeah, well, he's Ederson. He's got credit in the bank, hasn't he? So fair enough. But yeah, he wasn't quick enough. But again, slight deflection. Not great for Ederson, but I'm not going to 100% brave him. And as I said, we had Jesus came on for Mahrez soon after that. So, I mean, Jesus probably should have been playing from the start, in my opinion. Sterling hobbled off, didn't he? So it looks as though he's injured. So that sorts that problem out for a bit, doesn't it? It's a bit sad. Too late for Bernardo to do something. 87 minutes, 88 minutes, we had a couple of bad chances on the 89th minute. A poor Jesus header straight. No power again. We've seen that before from Jesus. 94 minutes, we even hit the bar again, obviously, to go along with the post that Sergio hit in the first half. So that was it. But at 2-0, it looked over, didn't it? I mean, it's another one of those games, puts us 22 points behind Liverpool. Spurs 33%. There's match stats. Spurs 33%, 67% City possession. I don't think that changed after Spurs went 2-0 up or after we went 10 men down, to be honest with you. I think it was still the same. We huffed and we puffed, didn't it? Spurs 3 shots, 3 on target. Well done. City 18 shots, 5 on target. So again, down to the 30%. Spurs had a couple of corners. We just had 6 corners, but hey, just add it to the tally. Doesn't really. I've given up counting now. I think we're up to 218 before the United game or something like that, and we scored a couple of goals. So probably on about 230 now, and we scored 2 goals, which is anything. I mean, in general, we were beat by a very poor team, very poor tactically. Spurs. We've got no Harry Kane, but I've seen Spurs play a lot better without Harry Kane under Pochettino. But Mourinho just he didn't deserve anything. Mourinho, so I'm not going to go on about Mourinho, but very poor team. Poor tactics that did work in the end because of City's errors and City's mistakes more than a Mourinho masterclass. It certainly wasn't one of those. Needless sending off, that was awful. The Gundogan pen was awful. Why wasn't Aguero taking the pens? I mean, I thought Gundogan was the guy to step up when Aguero wasn't on the pitch, but hey, obviously we've decided that. So obviously again, didn't work out. One word to sum up the game. I'm going to say shambolic. I mean, it was shambolic. We had enough chances to win the game again, and it's not the first time. This is it. This has been the first game where this, or first or second game in the season where this has been City, but it's not. It's becoming a regular thing. So it is shambolic from the players. And all right, to some extent, Pep, because he picked the team, and again, he's playing people like Sterling, who shouldn't even be anywhere near the team. So, and he's not playing. I'll get on to someone in a minute. I mean, Stuart Brennan summed it up. He said it's just one of these days, which it is, and that's what a lot of happy City fans are saying. But City have had too many this season, he went on to say, Stuart Brennan. I totally echo that. I mean, I didn't echo it. I actually said that before I read Stuart Brennan said it. And this is it with Pep. Foden. I mean, when is Foden? I just don't understand Foden. Why is Foden not even being given a chance? I think he played him against Spurs last season, didn't he, in a crucial game? He's crying out for Foden. I mean, so you've got to ask questions of Pep, and we love Pep, don't we? He's done a great job for us, but I think overall the whole system at the moment was struggling a little bit, and that includes Pep, not just the players. That includes Pep as well, and it's. I'll go on to his press conference in a minute, his body language, etc. He was quite bubbly in his pre-match conferences, wasn't he? I thought he was quite up for it and quite cheerful. Didn't last long. And Laporte, what have we done with Laporte? I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, he was fatigued. It's been 11, 12 days since he played his game. He played him far too long against Sheffield United. Again, shambolic organisation by City off the pitch. I'm sorry. He shouldn't have been on for that long against Sheffield United. If they were going to play him, he certainly wasn't. He wasn't ready for the amount of time they left him on the pitch. And we're now playing the price, and they're not saying they've done anything wrong. They're saying it's tired and he's tired to recover. But I think they're cocked up there, and they don't want to admit it, to be honest with you. So there's a lot of things off the pitch that are going wrong. Someone take responsibility. Someone accept where you've made mistakes. The player ratings. Let's go on to player ratings. We'll have a quick look at Pep's press conference. Stuart Brennan, his headline for his player ratings, Man City player ratings, is Fernandinho brilliant, but Gundogan and Zinchenko flop. A good team performance led by the skipper Fernandinho turned sour as a Blues suffer more penalty and red card misery at Spurs. Edison, a couple of mad rushes out of his box, but he made the ball this time. Had no chance with the goal. So he's given him a 6. Stuart's given him a 6. I give Edison a 6 as well. Although I said a lot of people probably mark him lower than that because they blame him for the second goals, definitely. Kyle Walker, Stuart Brennan, a couple of basic defensive mistakes spoiled what had been a decent run to his former club. He's only given him a 5. I mean, I'm going to give Walker a 6. Yeah, he wasn't brilliant, but I think overall the negatives and the positives outweighed each other to give him a standard 6, to be honest with you. Fernandinho was head and shoulders City's best player on his 300th appearance for the club. 300, well done, Werner, 300 appearances. Let down by teammates. He's given him an 8, Werner. I mean, I give him a 7.5. I'm not going to go mad with scores today. I think overall we played enough. We did enough to win the game, but we didn't. It was as simple as that. Otamendi was doing okay until he came up with another puzzling dart out of the defensive line to give Son the space he needed to score. So he's give Otamendi a 5. I think a bit harsh. I mean, I'll give Otamendi a standard. Again, I think the positives outweighed the negatives, so I'll give him a standard 6 again. But again, he's been asked to play, and we know he's not doing it this season, is Otamendi, but he's doing his best, basically. So there you go. Alex Zinchenko, no real need to risk the second yellow card. Absolutely not on halfway. And his claims of a shoulder charge were optimistic, nowhere near the ball. So you give Alex Zinchenko a 4. Yeah, I'll knock a point off for Zinchenko. I'll give him a 5. I'm not going to go as low as a 4, but he was, perhaps I should have done because I thought he was an idiot, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll give him a 5. I'll give him 1 under the standard anyway. So, but I didn't really notice him that much apart from that, to be honest with you. Rodri made sure City had the majority of the possession and was a good shield for the back four until the final half hour. Well, the final half hour is where it mattered, wasn't it? I mean, Rodri, and I think when City are playing well, Rodri looks pretty good, doesn't he? He's given Rodri a 6. I want to give Rodri a 5.5. I think he flatters to deceive sometimes. I think, like Gundogan, when City play okay, they look okay, but I wasn't impressed with Rodri yesterday, particularly, especially that last half hour, as Stuart said. So I wouldn't have given him a 6, I'd give him a 5.5. Kevin De Bruyne couldn't produce any real moments of magic, and his inexhaustible work rate was all in vain. So let's give Kevin a 6. Yeah, I'll give Kevin a 6. Again, nothing great, nothing fantastic. A chance or two where he could have done better. So, but I'll give him a standard 6 because he is working hard. But it's like a lone furrow sometimes. Where he's sort of, it's just him, and nobody else seems to be putting that work ethic in. Ilkay Gundogan had been City's second best player until he dollied his penalty at Lloris, and then his game went to pot. So he's give Gundogan a 4. Yeah, I'll give Gundogan a 4.5. I think his game went to pot. That miss, the penalty miss, the shot over the bar. No, I'll give him a 4.5. I'm being kind to Gundogan, but Stuart's giving him a 4. Riyad Mahrez started brilliantly, his touch and running causing problems, but it faded badly, and his poor corner led to the red card. So Riyad Mahrez is giving him a 4. Again, I'll give him a 4.5. I'll be generous again. Mahrez, just another game where just flatters to deceive. Another game where he's just not done it, even though City as a team played pretty well, I thought, yesterday, apart from not taking our chances. But individually, no. Some individual poor games. Aguero fluffed a couple of first half chances, hit the post, earned a penalty, and then sacrificed after the red card. So he's give Sergio a 6. Yeah, I'll give him a 6. I say he did miss one he should have done better with, but I'm not going to give Sergio any less than a 6. Raheem Sterling, an improvement on recent performances. Yeah, I agree, but the reflex is not as sharp as normal, and that could have brought him a red card. So let's give Raheem Sterling a 6. Yeah, Raheem Sterling, I give him a 6 as well. I said it was one of his better. That's probably one of his better marks so far the last few games, isn't it? 6 out of 10. Little glint there, but now might be, with an injury, it doesn't really matter, does it? Cancelo for Aguero, couldn't change it. Give him a 6. Yeah, I give him a 6 as well. Gabriel Jesus a 6 as well. Yeah, I'm going to give Jesus a 6. I can't argue with the subs there. Didn't, it's just we joined a team that was dominant, but we just didn't do it, did we? Yes, very poor, very poor. A bad day at the office. Another bad day at the office. Not the first. Will it be the last? I don't think so, unfortunately. Pep press conference. Some stupid questions from the journos. Are you frustrated? Pep sort of more or less answered, we lost the game, that's all I can say. Are you angry? Another question. No. Should Jose says Sterling should have been sent off? Trying to get a rise out of this Jose link again from Pep, and he said he'd no real opinion. There's no opinions on the incident, so he just didn't rise to it. Have you conceded on the title? Can I have a yes or no answer? I can't because obviously Pep just shook it. He said I can't quote. Shut your question. You can quote what you want, journalist. Have you conceded on the title? I mean, what a stupid question. And I think he said we would target the Champions League and other competitions, but stupid questions. How do you get closer to Liverpool? Which is a reasonable question next season. Well, obviously, how do you get closer? We have to improve our finishing and perhaps buy 2 or 3 new players. And he sort of said, my team's good, but not good enough. Can you stop them next season? He just shrugged, really. I don't know. Can you stop them? Can you stop them at the moment? I can't see anyone. Can anyone stop them in the same way that we were dominant, for that 100-point season? And everyone thought they couldn't stop us. The Premier League were whinging about it because we were walking away with the league. He doesn't know. Pep just says doesn't know if we can stop them. How do you motivate your players? Well, just to say you have to be better. You have to. The team is good, but you have to play to be better. Are you missing Arteta? Arteta's very happy. I mean, again, what a question. I mean, are you missing out? Yeah, as a mate, yeah. As a pal, yeah. Going out to the restaurant, yeah, fine. I don't know. Some of these questions. Asked about the missed chances, and he said, obviously, he'll work on it. He knows what needs to be done, and we know that. I mean, it's just a stuck record, isn't it? The missed chances this season. Do you think we've lost the ability? This is another question. To play well with 10 men, which is that point I made actually the other week when we went. It's against when we went down to 10 men against Wolves. Is that we could play quite well with 10 men in the past. We do seem to have lost that ability. But I think the Journal just ruined it by saying it was a remarkable collapse. I don't think it was a remarkable collapse. I think we still outplayed Tottenham with 10 men, but obviously, so it's just a stupid question. I think Pep just shrugged it off again. And he was asked about John Stones and Eric Garcia, and he just confirmed that no, Eric Garcia was taken as the better player, and John Stones no injury. He was just basically left at home, which is not worrying. I mean, John Stones is just another player who's not really doing it, is he? So anyway, that's the Spurs game, wasn't it? Shall we finish on that? Not much more we can say, is there really? I think that's took Spurs up a bit. I mean, at least United have gone down to 7th now, so there's always a cloud. There's always a silver lining to the cloud, isn't there? But let's have a look at our next game. City versus West Ham, February the 9th, Sunday, another 4:30 p.m. kickoff. One of my first jaunts to watch City and West Ham. Probably went to a few more, but one of my first programs I've got. I mean, I did go to earlier games, and this one was that one in 1974. Great Willie Donick. That's Mick Shannon in tip. And looks it. Another to be City player, Tommy Booth in the background. 20th of April 1974. I mean, Ron Greenwood was the West Ham manager then in those days. And they were preparing for a Johnny Hart testimonial, which I think I've covered in another one of my Citizen Pass blogs. Great picture of Franny Lee there celebrating an equalising goal against Liverpool. We've been struggling that season, so it's sort of more or less guaranteed us staying up. But a great picture of Franny there, and it was a fantastic one. And obviously the teams there, some great players in the teams. Won 2-1 that day, so we did win the game. Booth and Bell scored, so I think we were left into 14th. And the game after that, if you look at the day, it was the Old Trafford game, which I went to. And obviously the Dennis Law back heel, that was the game after that. So that was one of my earliest programmes. As I said, I did go to more earlier West Ham games than that. I remember the one where Corrigan, I went to that one where he welded it out and it got wellied back over his head. I think we lost 5-1, did we? That was I think that was early 70s, wasn't it? I'm not sure anyway, but I went to some in the 60s as well, but that's the earliest programme I could find. I used to cut my programmes up in those days. And obviously, it was back in the day, wasn't it? It was back on the 10th of August when we played. That's not a bad big program here from West Ham, wasn't it? But there's about 30 pages of ads. But what I liked about it was it talks about some games at Main Road, back in the history, which stood out for me. And I gave it an extra half a point on my rating at the time. If you check the blog when I did the West Ham thing. So yeah, I mean that was back 10th of August 2019, and obviously 59,008. Oh, there's 29,700 at that City game there in 74. So not the math, near just under 30,000. That was 59,870. We won 5-0, of course, that game. Jesus, Aguero, and a Sterling hat trick. Hey, Sterling was on fire, wasn't he, for the first few games? Obviously, last season, I think was it an Aguero penalty? I think just about. When we were sort of winning games, but we were quite lucky to get away with a 1-0 win last year with that. So West Ham, what are they doing? West Ham have away from home, they're a bit high. They're 18th in the league. Away from home, they're actually 13th. They're actually 13th in the league away from home. So they actually do have a better form away. They've won 3, drawn 3, lost 6. They're out of the FA Cup. They're beat by West Brom at home, which is no shame. West Brom are playing quite well. Moyes joined them, obviously, instead of our wonderful Pellers, didn't he, on the 29th of December 2019. So since Moyes has joined, they beat Bournemouth 4-0 at home. They lost 1-0 to Sheffield United away. With that, I think there's a bit of controversy with that one, wasn't there? They drew at home with Everton 1-1. They lost away against Leicester 4-1. They lost to Liverpool at home 2-0. No shame in that. And at weekend, they had a 6-goal thriller at the new London Stadium, 3-3 with Brighton and Albion. We've not been great, Brighton, so it wasn't the greatest result. And as I say, they sit 18th in the league. So if City need to bounce back, in theory, someone did say on Twitter that we've about Real Madrid not worrying about City based on what they're seeing at the moment. And someone did say, I don't think West Ham are worried about City at the moment. But hey, if we're going to play a team at the Etihad to try and get some before the winter break, to get some pride back, I suppose West Ham's a good team to play. But we've never beaten West Ham by more than 4 goals, actually. I mean, I'm quite surprised when you think of all the defeats of teams we've done. We've only ever beaten them. We've beaten them away. I think by more than 4 goals like this season, but at home our biggest win was 4-0 in 1974-75. So the actual season after the programme I showed you there was 4-0, but that's our biggest home win, and our biggest defeat actually at home is 6-1. So it wasn't the one I went to with Joe Corrigan in there, which I think was a 5-1. I think it was 1962-63. I don't think I was there. I was around, but I don't think I was at that one. We got beat 6-1 at home by West Ham. So that's one. So anyway, the team, I don't know. Let's face it, if Foden and perhaps Garcia don't play, I'll be very, very disappointed. I mean, I've given up on Foden anyway with Pep and Foden, but yeah, one last chance. Just play Foden now, between now and the end of the season. Please do something. I just don't. I mean, David wasn't even playing yesterday. He was on the bench, and still Foden didn't get a game, and he had the Rodrigundo in midfield, didn't he? So anyway, I've had enough of that yesterday. I don't want to talk. It was disappointing. Shambolic was the word, wasn't it? And I'm sorry. It was shambolic by City. Quick look at Twitter before we finish for the day. Lee Palmer on Twitter at Leak P. Aston Villa will be City's 20th different club City will face at Wembley since originally built. Not at all bad for a club with no history, so obviously that's pretty amazing actually. But obviously a good point made. City Chief on Twitter, City stats. This came out before the Spurs game. City have scored in each of their last 23 Premier League away games, the 3rd longest such run in competition's history. I just hate it when people come out with these things. I did comment on it afterwards. Cheers, lads. Thanks for that. I don't know why people do come up with. City are good at coming up with them sort of stats, and then we just shoot ourselves in the foot, isn't it? At Cap Il Amin, that's his cap. This is going to be my 14th in less than 10 years trip to Wembley. If you told me that 20 years ago I'd have put you in a straitjacket, yeah, I think I'm pretty similar figure. I think I've not been able to get to them all, but I think a similar figure I've been to. Ben on Twitter did comment at Thatcher's elbow. Ben can make the odd cutting remark and obviously cause a bit of controversy. Laporte still missing. They rushed him back, didn't they? Yeah, and I think I've covered that. I think you're right there, Ben. Absolutely. Stuart Brennan was going on. Stuart Brennan, MEN. Mourinho and Sterling, VAR decision. Even if you're a Man City supporter, even an Arsenal supporter, it is a red card. Well, that's Mourinho. Let's gloss over that. And obviously, you did point out, and a couple of people at Stuart Brennan, MEN. I think Samley also commented it. Over 35 minutes after the end of the game, and Pep and the players are still in the dressing room. I think he kept him in for about 45 minutes and could face a fine from the FA for not turning up for his press conference quick enough. Dan on Twitter, and a lot of people brought this up at DXN City. In the 2 games versus Spurs this season, City 51 shots, 2 goals. Spurs 6 shots, 4 goals. Not a bad stat for Spurs, is it? We'll gloss over the stat for City. Henry Winter. I don't listen much to Henry Winter. I know he's got a blue tick, but there's a few morons, isn't there, with blue ticks? Just a report on the game. 2-0 to Tottenham. Good performance all over from Spurs. From Maurice to Bergwijn, is it their new player who scored? Special mention to the excellent Lo Celso and Winks in the middle, closing down and creating. Mourinho masterclass. And then on City, finishing wasteful, over-elaborating. Sterling needs a break. But I mean, to actually compliment, I mean, is he? I don't know who he supports. Henry Winter, he must be a Spurs fan. Just absolute garbage. Another idiot journalist. Is Martin Tyler told to come out with comments? This is Let's Talk City at live_love_MCFC. Is Martin Tyler told to come out with comments like, the whole league wanted that when Zinchenko got sent off? So we all know Martin Tyler is an absolute plum, isn't he? Isn't it? Just another one. But obviously the bias of these people is unbelievable. At Kipax Bill, sums up our season. How are we second? And that basically is talking about the Spurs game. I mean, yeah, someone said if there's a table for missed chances, City will be romping away like Liverpool are romping away with the league. Cornish Blue at one Cornish Blue, always some good stuff from him. I swear, if we took corners against the defence of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, we would hit Dopey at the near post every time. So yeah, I mean that goes back to my corners thing. And just to finish off, at Man City Mark. Never score from free kicks. We never score from corners. Never score from penalties. What do they practice every week? So yeah, I did comment that we're pretty good on goal kicks, so aren't we? We're absolutely abysmal on set pieces. And for a team of our caliber, and for a backroom staff that's paid a lot of money, and for everything, the fact we're so bad on set pieces when we get so many is appalling. It's just another shambolic thing. And yeah, I love City, and I'll be there next week cheering us on against West Ham. Of course, I love City, but we can have a go, can't we? We can have a go if things aren't going quite right. The players aren't doing it. Some of the players aren't doing it. Some of the players are trying. I'm not going to say they're not giving 100%, but they're just making some silly errors, and Pep's playing the wrong players, so he's making errors. And obviously, we do have staff for corners and free kicks and people to practice these things, and that's what we do. So yeah, it is pretty shambolic. I mean, and we're second in the league, and we're in 3 cups. Fantastic. We've got a good chance to win in the League Cup. I won't deny that. We've still got a good chance to win the FA Cup. But I'm sorry, I've seen absolutely nothing in what City have done this season to say we're going to do anything in the Champions League. I did say in the qualifiers, when we were playing the qualifiers, get on. I think City were 3 or 4 to 1 to win the Champions League. I did say get on laying it. Every week, stick a 10-run lane, City. And if you did or you didn't know, blame me if it goes wrong. But I mean, I cannot see that City winning this Champions League. I mean, really? But we may get lucky. All these things, these chances may go in. We may get lucky. You don't have to always be the best team to win the Champions League. We know that. Some poor teams have won the Champions League. Just bog standard teams, not great teams. You don't have to be a great team to win the Champions League. City are not a great team this season. I'd love to have a go at Liverpool in Champions League. I know that's stupid, isn't it? And thing for me to say, but we're somehow or other we've got to. Something's got to turn around. So anyway, yeah, Come on, City. I don't care. We can have a go, can't we? And if you put in the comments below, as you say, if you agree with me, I know you won't all agree with what I say, and you'll you know, but I don't think I've been harsh. I think I've been fairly fair, and I think that's what you have to be. You have to be realistic, don't you? At the end of the day, I think realism. I mean, I've been there. You know, I've been going since the '60s, so I've seen the good and the bad, and this is bloody good. I mean, this is good, but we are being typical City at the moment. We are a good team, and we're just being typical and making errors. Anyway, it's 40 minutes, bit long. Hope you enjoyed that. Join me again on Monday for a look back at the West Ham game. As I said, there's a Citizen vlog passed out about City in February 1982, and we're going well. I'm going for the league title that season, so a good February. You know, similar to this season. You know, we're up there at the top, but we were out of the cups then. We're not. We've got plenty to go for. So please check that out. I'll put some links below. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie for everything City and film-wise. If you're into films, if you know my blogs on films, etc. And on Facebook at Burns and Ian with links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my website. DVDs, board games, and posters on there. So anyway, have a look at that. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. This is Bernard saying goodbye. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, more importantly, look after your family. And I'll see you all again very soon with a more optimistic and positive Citizen vlog. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.